Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Musical People and Journey's new rock album review show. Welcome to my panel, to Trish, to Chris, to Nathan, and to Ian. Hi, gang!
Hello.
Say down.
Hello.
Maybe that's because we're about to review. If you've not heard the show before, we are reviewing all the latest rock albums, and it could be anything from prog rock to metalcore. And today's offering is a band called Alterium and their album Of War and Flames. Alterium is a new power metal sensation around former Kalina singer Nekyia Rossellini. This is the debut album of War and Flames, which is obviously released in March. So it's, you know, if you think of Nightwish, Kalina, Metallite, and Elaine, this is probably maybe the album for you. I haven't found a real lot about them, but let's go to our official power metal hater. So there's no saying about he's put it up on his flag. He doesn't like power metal, but we've converted other people over the time. You know, look at Dave and a few of the others, and they've got, you know, we've converted them slowly but surely over to power metal. Was this the moment? I fancy not, but was this the moment? Then Nathan, is this going down into your normal? I absolutely hate power metal. What did you think of Alterium?
Yeah, I fucking hated this. Like, I feel sad for these kind of bands. I'm going to try and not do what I think everybody does, which is usually we focus on the singer in these kind of things. And I wonder if all the power metal fans might want to have a little think about why we focus on the singer and not everything else that's happened. Because everything else that happened is just you cut and paste it onto every other power metal thing. It's just like, oh yeah, the musicality sounds exactly the same, but her voice is a different pitch to the last one. At least you can distinguish. So for just to quickly touch on her voice, she never seemed to get in. Obviously, she's got a fantastic voice. Clearly, I'm not going to deal with the content of the songs, obviously, because it's goblin fighting, loving, awful bollocks. But her voice is clearly, she's a fantastic vocalist. The harmonies were lovely in places, I thought were fantastic. But she never seemed to hit like head voice. I couldn't understand. It seemed to be, or at least not as often as I wanted it. It seemed almost kind of restrained, almost. And I'm like, do you not know what genre you're playing in? Like, don't. This isn't the time to be restrained. Let it fly for those choruses, please. Let's take it to a different level, because otherwise you've just got to and it's the same. Everybody's just doing the same all along. Anyway, I'm now going to attack there's no point talking about the drums or the bass, obviously. The guitars, right? There's two things that were drilled into me at ACM, right? And that ACM's not perfect, so if anyone wants to come at me, yeah, fine, I'll shit on ACM with you. However, music school taught me, particularly with solos, leave space, let it breathe a bit. You can hold a note. Not everything has to be 16th notes or whatever. Doesn't have to be. Also, creating solos by chunk. So, for these 4 bars, I'm playing this riff. And then that's going to move into this 2-bar section. I'm doing this lick. So it doesn't sound, it's like guitar solo Lego blocks. You've blocked a solo together. Solos are supposed to be a narrative thing within a song, which is usually narratively driven anyway. It could be a reflection of the journey you've gone on so far and foreshadowing to how it's going to end. It's meant to flow. It's meant to be this thing. Not, I practiced this lick at the weekend, I know this one now. Here's one I used to play as well. Here's another one. Disjointed bollocks. They did that all the time. So I could find no redeeming feature in it. Other than Bruce Dickinson wasn't in it. and that made it good.
So, Ian, let's swiftly move from our power metal hater to a power metal fan, because we know you love this genre. What did you think of Alterium album? If you can put it together.
Bruce Dickinson wasn't in it. Sorry, that tickled me. No, sometimes I absolutely my blood curdles with the things you say, but you always make me laugh. 100%. Is it Alterium? It's Alterium, I think. I'm not I'm not trying to be a dick there, Nige, but I think it's Alterium.
We'll go with Alterium. I don't know what I said.
Yeah.
As if you have to try to be a dick.
Oh, I tell you what, you are right with that. And when I said I hate things, that doesn't make me laugh, that one. So we're back to good, honest, female-led power metal. Here we are. And I say that because the last albums we've reviewed this month have been such a departure from that. It's kind of like we're back on safe ground. And I agree with what Nate said there. Nathan said a little bit there in terms of you got the da-da-da-da-da-da-da behind, and then they've just superimposed they've just done a new livery on an existing jet, an airline jet. They've taken the old paint off and put new paint on, so it looks different, but essentially it's the same thing. And I've never really looked at power metal like that. But it won't convert me away from it because I like the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I love it. That's one of the things I really like. And when a band gets hold of that and is able to put their own stamp on it, I like that. What I don't like is when they're trying to be, I don't know, Hailstorm. They're trying to sing like Lizzie Hale. You haven't got the voice for it. Sing your style. And that's where this comes in. I agree. She just doesn't give that wall of sound moment up to the end. But that doesn't take away anything vocally. It just doesn't give us that extra wow. But I can understand why not going up there leaves you a little bit, disappointed. I thought the guitars were pretty good in that. I liked them. I totally agree. With what Nathan said. I'm gonna disagree, but I'm going to agree with him as well at the same time. I like the solos, but I agree structurally they're not pure. But the whole the vocals and guitars specifically just bring energy, and that give me more appeal. So maybe her not doing that gives you the more. And maybe when she does live, she's going to go for it big time. And that's going to give you the, oh, wow, these guys are awesome live, because let's face it, with the progression of Spotify and the way music is, live music and merchandise is where they make their money. But then there's a counter argument is why don't you do it on the album and sell it to people to come and buy your tickets? Who knows? Maybe in the comments, what do you think? Leave it to the gig or have it on the album to entice people to the gig? I don't know. Wow. Standout tracks for me would Drag Me to Hell. The opening track absolutely sets the tone perfectly for the album. Of War and Flames, Shadow Song and Crystalline. So many other songs I liked on it, but they were the real ones that I thought showcase the album's best. Absolutely love this female-led power rock. Unsurprisingly, right?
So, talking about female-led power rock, let's go to power-led commentary from our rock goddess, Trish White. Now, are we coming back, Trish, into your wheelhouse?
Well, this album hits you in the face straight away with the opening track, Drag Me to Hell, with full-on power metal drums. Yes, Alterium are doing power metal to its best as a quintet and for power metal fans. I love the anthemic Siren's Call and Crossroads In, which are really catchy, and I can see this being played at gigs with fans going mad. Then in the contrast, you have the beautiful ballad Crystalline. Then there was the cover of Sabaton's Bismarck, which I loved. They are showing power metal is well and truly alive, with big riffs, powerful drums and choruses to be sung along to, and restoring faith in new power metal.
So, Chris, what did you think? You're kind of on the fence with power metal, really, aren't you, Chris? What did you think of this? You're on mute, Chris.
I know I was going to do that at some point, and that way everyone else did as well. So yeah, you're right. Power metal. If it's the right kind of power metal, I'm interested. If it's the wrong kind of power metal, I'm not. One of the things I actually wrote into this one. It is, as has been said, this is very similar to a lot of other people in the way that a lot of other people do stuff. It's almost cut and paste, and swap out your sync. That said, I really enjoyed this one. I think part of the thing for me is that they avoided the usual pitfall with some bands that try and do this, where they can't get they don't want to put in the extreme vocals. They go for growler instead, and they avoided doing it this time, which I think was good. I think they've got some interesting variation in some of the songs. We've gone through. There's ballads in. I think Heroin of the Sea was a bit of a sea shanty. I quite like the sort of slight change in the way they went with that one. And then whether it was a good cover of Bismarck is a question for me. Quite like the original. And so, but they tried, and want to try to do covers, that's great. It's a debut album. Probably stick with your own stuff for the time being, but see how it goes. But yeah, so I enjoyed it, but whether I actually go back and listen to their next album, because it's Alterium, and I recognise that, and I go, listen to the next one. I'm not sure. We'll have to see how that goes. So yeah, as you said, I'm kind of on the fence about power metal. I'm kind of on the fence about this as well.
Right. So this is obviously a debut album, so we're going to give it. And for a debut album, it was solid. Nicoletta does have a brilliant voice. However, I absolutely agree with Nathan in terms of his composition. I thought it. I think it was let down by. I think the first few tracks, I'm going, oh yeah, baby, come on, bring it on, and then it just kind of became quite generic. I'd heard it all before. There wasn't anything kind of new in there. Her voice was trying to carry it, and it didn't really carry. And the Bismarck cover was goddamn awful, absolutely rubbish. I don't like covers, and B, it was just a female version, and it was a very poor version. Very close to Sabaton in terms of its dramatic and all the rest of that as well. Hated it. Hated the Bismarck cover, really did. And in fact, first of all, I thought, oh my god, this is like a Sabaton song, isn't it? And I didn't even know it was that bad. I didn't realise it was a cover. But that's like, well, yeah, that's just my opinion. I'm allowed to be brutal. I won't call everybody a name though. But there we go. It was okay. I mean, the first few tracks I thought were excellent, and then it just faded out, and then kind of just like the Bismarck cover. I just hated it. My passion for hating covers. It's got to be something really special to get it. And I'm thinking, well, why? You're there to display your material, not other people's materials. So yeah, that's just my opinion. Anyway, highlight Siren's Call. Definitely brilliant anthematic. I can't even pronounce the word now, but brilliant song. Like that one. Okay, do you agree? Do you disagree? Please leave your comments below. Please like and subscribe if you like what you hear, and please tune in and find out where will they fit with our album of the month. Will they get our album of the month? It could be very close. Tune in and find out. Thank you very much, and goodbye for now, everybody.
Bye.
Bye bye.